Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. And in this episode, I wanted to talk about these type of TV shows because I had to say I discovered an interest for one show at least, but these shows I've seen ever since I was a kid. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows about those like ghost TV shows where them guys go off up in houses, and then just see if the place is haunted or not. So last weekend when I had missed an episode, that's what I was actually doing. I was over at a friend's house watching this show. And then today I watched this show, and I have to say that had to have been without doubt the most creepiest episode I think I've ever watched. And that's I've watched the go. Last weekend I watched a couple of episodes, but this show I was this episode I'm like, dang, like these guys really be doing this stuff. Like that ain't normal. That is not normal at all. Like I'm saying, it was funny because when I was over at my friend's house watching it, it was like dead silence. They turned all the lights out. I don't know why I'm like, I gotta watch stuff with lights on, especially stuff like that. Like when I was watching that whole episode I just watched today, it was I had my lights on. I ain't like they're much more guttier than me. Like me, I ain't got no guts when it comes to that type of stuff. Like they even asked me, do I believe in ghosts? And I was like, I do. I just don't want to see them. So like unless they're like a friendly ghost or something, like I know it ain't going to hurt me or scare me, then cool. I think we got something going on here. But yeah, I'm like, if I'm dealing with like some Conjuring or some Annabelle, some stuff like that, yeah, then even in this episode, so today's episode, so they went over to this house where I guess Ted Bundy had killed some girl at, and then when you go in the house and you get one of those like dark lights, or they like you can like see certain stuff on the walls you can't see with a regular light, they you see like all this like devil worship stuff and all these other things. They had symbols all over the place. I'm like, man, you guys, why would y'all they had me, I probably did like a guest appearance on that episode, but I wouldn't have done like a regular weekly day-to-day or whatever you want to call it type episode, because I'm like, that ain't normal. That's just not normal. So anyways, they go into the house. They go in the house during the day. They were already like freaking out and having some moments there and was hearing voices. Then they go there at night. And it was like, I swear, like during the day, it ain't that crazy. But at night, that's when it's like really just not normal. And so they're in there. And the one guy, he wanted to, like, they told the one guy to go in there by himself. They had me in that scene. I'm like, I'm not going in there by myself. We either go in there all together or we don't go in there at all. But I'm not going in there by myself. That's something I will not do. Then the one guy, he got, they locked him off up in a room I think he had somebody in there with him. But still, like, don't lock me in this room, because I probably would have been screaming, had a panic attack, and I'd be like, no, I can't do this. I cannot do this. Then at some point, something grabbed the man's leg, what other things happened? The one guy was just like being dead silent, and he just walked off by himself. And I guess they showed in this specialized camera, they showed where it was like a light entity, and I guess that's like the ghost and things had flashed across his leg, and just his leg, like nowhere else. It was just his leg, and he was just all like, all right. Then he walked, so he walked up the stairs, then he walked back down the stairs. And then he just stand in the middle of one of the like circles, one of the like worship circles and stuff. And then he was just like, I need somebody to like get me up out of here. Like I can't move or something like that. See, I'm like stuff like that. I can't handle that type of stuff. That's just the form, like that part of the world I just won't mess around with unless I'm doing a movie and I know for a fact that that place is not haunted. But yeah, I'm like, I can't do stuff like that. Stay in a place where I know people got killed in, or be there for a couple of hours and things like. And the part that tripped me out was that they just like, they do this. Like, this is a regular show. Like, this is a show. I don't even think that show just started. Like, no, I think they've been on for a few seasons. And then last week's episode, no, that was crazy too. That was crazy. It was they went into this like museum prison, but it was like people died in there and things, and yeah, it was like the part that tripped me out. That was like, no, that's not happening. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the contract says. That's not happening. But when they had went into the prison, this girl came up from behind them and locked the door. Why would you do that? Why would you lock the door? And I'm like, why am I inside and not outside? I don't want to be locked inside of a place where people got killed, and I guess this place is like haunted and stuff. Then that was the episode I wanted to watch, but I ended up missing it. Was they went into a mine, and I guess like 40 dudes died down there due to a fire or something like that. I'm like, I don't even know why people be fooling around with stuff like that, man. I seriously don't. Like, that's one thing I'm like, I don't think I can do it. I do not think I can do it. Unless it's like a friendly ghost area, like this, like these ghosts was like just good people, and they just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they're known for not hurting people. Like, they'll slip me $10 in my pocket or something. Then okay, then those type of ghosts, cool. I like them. But a ghost that's going to push me down some stairs, because that's what happened to one of the guys in the show. He was, he was checking out the place, got pushed down some stairs. The one girl got locked inside of a room. What else? Yeah, I'm like, that type of stuff, nope, I will not do it, and I will not be a part of it. So, anyways, that's why I'm like, I don't even like playing scary video games. I remember, if you guys go on my gaming YouTube channel, TMossBoss Gaming, I played Resident Evil 7. In Resident Evil 7, that's pretty much, just you going through a haunted house and stuff. I guess it's like supposed to be, I don't know, like they were dead and alive. Like, I don't really know how to describe them, but they, I went in that place, and that was not normal, what they had going on in that game. Freaking people busting out of walls. The girl had cut I think it was my fingers. I don't know. I hadn't played that game in a couple of years, but yeah, I was like, nah. Something like that in real life, and I guess it was like the guy's wife had went missing. I'm like, well, babe, you shouldn't have went through this house in the first place, so therefore you just gonna have to, like, I would have went there, but with a SWAT team, a Bible, like a water gun filled with holy water. What else? Yeah, I'm like, crosses, lots and lots of crosses. I'm like, I have a backpack, I have the Book of Eli, and yeah, Denzel Washington and everything. I'm like, I will not, be in a place like that by myself. That's the thing. I'm like, I just don't understand, like, even when you watch those movies, and then they be doing that stuff by themselves. I'm like, no. I'm coming out here with a group of people, and we are not leaving each other's side. We are not. That's why, like, look like how Scooby-Doo and them guys, how long they lasted. The reason why, they might have split up, but they were with people, okay? So I'm like, and they had a talking dog, and I'm pretty sure if there were ghosts in that TV show, they were confused by the fact that a dog can talk. So yeah, I'm like, that's why they lasted so long. Yeah, and a talking dog. Okay, the Scooby-Doo van and everything. But in all seriousness, I will not do something like that. And I know people, I would go to like one of those like fake haunted houses and things where a person jump out of a wall and scare you and stuff. That's as far as I would go. But an actual haunted house, like the one movie, that movie will probably without doubt be the best haunted house movie I have ever watched. And there might be like better haunted house movies out there, but this one, House on Haunted Hills, the 90s version, the one with Taye Diggs, and I think, what was that girl's name? Like, Allie Carter or Allie, what? I need to see that girl's name. But overall, like the House on Haunted Hills that came out in the 90s. House on Haunted Hill. Yeah, the 1999 version. Rotten Tomato gave that movie a 30%. I don't think so. Nah. That movie, I had to been, yeah, to me that is like the best, what's that girl's name? Allie Larter, okay. Yeah, then they had some other people in there. But anyways, I just only remember Allie Larter and Taye Diggs because those are the only actors I really know and seen them in multiple movies and stuff. I've seen some of the other guys in movies too, but those are the ones I've seen them the most in. But anyways, so yeah, that movie, that to me, that would be the one house I don't even think it was a real house, but I would stay far, far, far away from that house because no, for those that don't know about that movie, House on Haunted Hill, so underneath this like mansion slash house, because I think overall it was a mansion. As big as that place was, it had to have been a mansion and stuff. But anyways, underneath the house was an insane asylum. So anyways, the patients in that insane asylum, they all went like just like, I mean, they were already kind of like crazy and stuff, but they really went crazy. And they broke out, and then they killed all the doctors, set this big fire, and then yeah, the whole place was pretty much just on fire and things. So anyways, in the movie House on Haunted Hill, so it was crazy because the guy typed up this party for these people to show up, but then for some odd reason, all the names disappeared, and then they start typing up random names. And so, yeah, they get all these, like, Hertz and limousines and stuff and took them to this place, to the House on Haunted Hill. And one of the guys, he knew about the place. He knew that that place wasn't right. So anyways, they're in the house. Eventually, yeah, they're, like, all in there talking amongst each other. And then at some point in time, I think, yeah, it was the ghost. Like, they was just like, okay, like, this is it. This is everybody. Cool. Like, we just gonna lock this place. I like how the ghosts, they gave them like a time. They're like, okay, so is this everybody? This is everybody that's gonna be in this house? Okay, cool. Lock this place down. So yeah, the whole house locks down. You see all these big, like, giant metal doors just slam shut. So they're stuck in the house. Then eventually, yeah, they all split up, all end up getting killed. And then it got towards the end of the movie where this big mega like ghost came out of this room and just started tearing up the place. That, I'm like, man, that movie, I watched that movie when I was a kid. It didn't really get to me, but it's like now talking about it and things, I'm like, dang, that would be the most scariest situation. And then, yeah, then it was like, the messed up part about it was that two of the people out of the group, they got out, but they're stuck all the way on top of the house. And they're sitting there laughing because I think they had got $6 million because that was like the whole like plot of the movie. If they stayed in the house, then each of them would get $1 million. And so yeah, it was 6 people, but then they died and a few other people died. And I'm like, no, no. I would not stay in that place for $1 million. I wouldn't. It would honestly, and then the fact that there was a group of people there, no, it has to probably, and then that's the thing, there might be like, set another fire, then I'm in there and I'm sitting there dying and things, I'm like, nah, I'm like, unless I'm guaranteed that I will survive and all those metal doors are taken out of the house, like, no, I'm like, you guys gotta take the metal doors out, because if this place locks down while I'm inside, you best believe I'm gonna be flipping out. Screaming, crying, like, that's who I am. I'm a crier. When I deal with stuff like that, I cry. I mean, I've never cried before, but I mean, like, no, watch those Resident Evil 7 videos. you'll understand why I am not good for haunted house stuff. Cause no, I remember the last time I played that game, it scared the crap out of me. But anyways, I'm walking down this hallway, right? Walking down this hallway, getting ready to like find out where my opposed wife is at and things. I'm walking down the hallway. Next thing you know, these giant flies bust through this window, scared the crap out of me. I just took the shotgun, just started shooting all over the place. And I remember I told a coworker about that. He just started laughing. I'm like, you understand, that is scary. Okay, when it's just dead silence, and then all of a sudden you just hear glass breaking and stuff, like, and then you see these giant flies flying around you and stuff. Yeah, and I guess like you're supposed to like hit them with some like weapon that you later on find throughout the house and things, but it was like I had already the thing that I don't understand is that I had already got out of the house. Why was I going into another house? And then they had where you go into a third house, I think, or it's like another. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for all of that. I got out of the one house. That's the one house I'm staying out of, and I'm like, that's it. Because real me wouldn't even have been out there. I'd be like, no, we getting a search party. We're getting a bunch of people, okay? All of the volunteers we can possibly get. We're going over to this house, finding my wife. And I know people are going to probably be all like, bro, that's your wife. Like, you need to, like, you should be the one finding her and things. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know I should. But I got to be there with people. I'm just saying, like, I got to be there with people. Got to be there with everybody possible. Cops, SWAT team, the Army, Navy SEALs, freaking the Air Force, freaking National Guards. Who else? I gotta be there, and I mean everybody. Like about an army of priests, Bibles, holy waters, putting water guns, like, and then freaking holy water grenades, just in case if I don't feel like standing there and shooting, just throw it. Like, yeah, a holy water balloon. What else? Yeah, weed going in weird. Like, we're praying for that place. Now, I just don't understand why. And the thing is, because my friend, she watches that show a lot. And so I'm like, bro, like, how do y'all sit in this house at there? Because no, there is some, when we were watching the show, I feel like I forgot to mention that. When we were watching the show, she has a dog. And so because when I had walked in, it was like the first time I ever been in her house. So when I walked in there, her dog had started barking at me, going crazy and things. So they put the dog in the room. I was like, all right, so later on, after a few games of Call of Duty, sitting down, eating Mike and Ike's, had a root beer fly. I had me a good time there, by the way. But anyways, after all of that, then we started watching this Ghost Adventure show. We were originally, I think we're going to try to find a scary movie to watch, but we were just like, nah, we just watched this show. So anyways, watching the show, I'm sitting there chilling. I start hearing the door going crazy behind us. I kid you not, first thing I did was that I looked at the window and seen if it was breakable. I seriously was going to jump out of that window if I remotely seen anything that wasn't her family. Because a good 90% of the family was there. The 10% was, I believe, asleep, the parents. So, I'm like, well, who else is in this house? And yeah, I told my mom, I was like, I would have paid for the window, but most likely they wouldn't have stayed in that house if we had seen something. Yeah, if they had started screaming or doing something, like, yeah, because I was like, and then I look, and it was like just a small little dog coming out of the room. That small little dog made all those noises. That's it. I was like, yeah, I looked at that window and seen if it was breakable. And I believe that it was. And if it didn't, best believe I was going to use every force, every bit of power within me to bust through that window. I don't even know what I was going to fall onto, but best believe I wasn't going to be in that house anymore. So I was like, yeah, and I was like, crazy thing about it, I left some good shoes. I wore some good shoes while I was over there too. But they actually, you know what? No, they came out with a new colorway of them shoes. So I just went back up to the Nike store and just bought those shoes either again, this colorway that I had, or this new colorway. But yeah, I was like, I probably would have ditched them shoes. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not cut out for that type of stuff. I think even when I remember I went to to Universal Studios during Halloween. And yeah, there was like, we went through these haunted houses. By the way, for those that have thought about that, like, oh, how was that? Was that fun? It's fun, but I would recommend that you become a very, very rich billionaire and buy the park and then just have your family just go through that place. Because if you do it while everybody is there, like thousands of people are there, you're going to be waiting in lines for a long time. There was lines, we were waiting in there for 2 hours. I think because I eventually had left the place. I went and bought me this giant fat donut and went back to the hotel and then watched this movie called The Faculty. By the way, that's a good movie. I would suggest y'all check that out. But anyways, yeah, I was like that, waiting in line for 3 hours for that stuff. But so no, we had went to this purge maze. It wasn't even really a maze. It was just like a little like street that you just walk down and guys would like randomly jump out and chase you with chainsaws and machetes and stuff. No big deal. But anyways, so you're walking down the street and then, yeah. So no, me and my mom, because it was me, my mom, and my sister that was there. So me and I don't remember where my sister was at. Where was she? She was there. I remember her being there. I definitely remember her. Dang, where did she go? We straight up ditched my sister. No. So anyways, we're walking and all of a sudden I see this, like, just these guys come running up on me and my mom. They busted through this wall and then they just start running at us with chainsaws. My mom grabbed my arm and tried to like hide behind me. No joke. And y'all can judge me if you want to. I snatched my arm and snatched my body away from my mom, and I ran as fast as I could. And yeah, overall, I was like, why do I have to stay there and die? And I know people are going to be like, bro, that's your mom. You really left your mom? My mom should have been behind me following me. She had did the same thing. Anybody had did the same thing. What am I supposed to do? There's dudes coming at me with chainsaws and machetes. I'm supposed to just stand there and just like, how do you fight that? How do you fight that? Because I swing, my arm is getting cut off by one of them guys. They both got sharp weapons. Can't do anything about it. So, I know one thing that I can do. And I had to, what kind of shoes I had at the time? Because this last trip, I don't even know how I did that. I wore these Jordans and stuff. But what shoes did I have at the time? Dang, I don't remember what shoes. Was this some Adidas? Either way. I had me some good running shoes, so I ran as fast as I could. Gone. Pretty much it was like, cause there was some kids in front of us. They had already took off running. I ran so fast that I caught up to them. That's some serious speed on me. That is some serious speed on me. For me to like, they already kind of had like a head start a little bit. But I ran that fast to where I had pretty much like, yeah, caught up to them. I was just all like, nope, I'm not going out like that. So anyways, what else? Then yeah, the haunted houses. I remember I was going through those. I kind of like stayed back a little bit because I already knew the game and stuff. They'll wait until somebody walks by and then they jump out. Then that's when I walk in. So yeah, I already had my plan going through them haunted houses because I'm like, I ain't gonna get scared. Nope, I ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna catch me slacking and stuff. So, anyways, yeah, I don't do so well with ghosts, haunted houses. What else? Yeah, I don't do so well with that stuff. I always thought about doing that, but now I'm like, nah, that's okay. That's okay. Because that was one thing I always wanted to do. I wanted to go through like an abandoned asylum. But I'm like, if I were to do something like that, it has to be during the day with a group of people. Not at night by myself. And I know people are about like, bro, imagine the amount of views you would get on YouTube if you were to do something like that. I would have to be seriously desperate for a video. But I'm fine. I am fine on videos. I think I can conjure up a lot of videos. Y'all don't understand how creative I am. I can make any videos. That would be the last video I can think of or can do. But trust me, I got so many video ideas. I think I will be okay. I honestly think I would be okay. So yeah, I ain't doing stuff like that, man. I can't. I won't. It ain't me. I'll do anything else before I do some stuff like that. So people can say what they want. Y'all can judge me. I ain't gotta do that type of stuff. So I will watch somebody do that type of stuff. Like the one freaking the catacombs out in Paris. There's like 6 million people were like buried off up in there or something like that. That man, that's like the movies look nice and all, but it's good when you seen it on TV. But then when you're actually there, yeah, I know I will probably. What movie that I remember I went to go see because I know it'll probably be that all over again. But I definitely would have like a sweat attack because no, there's this movie I watched that was a good movie too. But it was this movie called Sinister. I was sweating so hard. I think it more so had something to do with the clothes that I was wearing because I had this like big old winter jacket and stuff. And was watching that movie and things, and so I think I blame my clothing choices and stuff, because I ain't never did that any other time I went to go see a scary movie or watch a scary movie and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't do so well with that type of stuff, man. I think it's best if I just stay away from it all. So y'all can say what you want to say, but I'll be fine. So, anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I think that this will be a good like Halloween episode. Yeah, because I'm like I can't really. I really should have recorded something like this on Halloween day. But I mean, Halloween it is in a few days when you think about it, so it's cool. It counts. I'll think of something else to talk about, something scary. Who knows? I might tell a scary story. I think I should do that. Cause I'm good at telling stories and stuff. I should, man. See what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? I can think of some stuff. All right, and I think I should do that one of these days. Show you guys how creative I am, and then just tell a story. Like not even have it like written down. Like just start telling a story and things. Like I know people are gonna be all like, wait a minute, what? See, y'all don't understand. Like I could come up with a story, no problem. Whether it's a comedy story, whether it's a horror story, an action-packed story. Like, I don't even know. Like, that, I feel like that's, like, God's gift to me, how just creative I can be with certain things. Like, if I have the tools and material in front of me, bro, I could come up with anything. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, me going through a haunted house, I would have to be desperate, okay? For that stuff. But I'm not desperate. I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. So, anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you're purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and they'll knock $20 off your first purchase. So, in that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.